Hey everybody, it's Jimmy Rufus of the Rufus Group, brokered by eXp Realty, and today the podcast, the YouTube channel. This is our first one, so the art of real estate coming to you here from our luxurious studios in downtown Lynchburg. We are today talking about real estate, of course, as always, and we won't get off too many tangents, but real estate is everywhere, and that's the first thing you really need to know. From these plants taking up this space to internet browsers you had open on your computer. You can never have enough computer screens, so if you don't have enough, just buy another screen and get another one of those things the computer guy puts in so you can have 3 screens and not just 2. But real estate is everywhere. They say they're not making any more of it, but that's not entirely true when they start building high-rises and condos and they take a footprint and turn it into 200 units when really should only house, 10. They are making some more, but not necessarily physical landscape. But everyone needs to know about real estate. If you're a renter, if you live at home with your parents, you are occupying space. You fight over a bathroom with your brother and sister. You're occupying space with them. There are all types of issues that come up, simple as that, with regular real estate transactions, as well as ones you don't even realize are real estate. However, I'm not going to get into all the details and the squabbles that you have with your brother or sister or whatever sibling or non-sibling or your next door neighbor you're going to have a problem with. Understanding real estate is really what you want and need to do, and you're going to deal with it your entire life, whether you realize it or not. So we're all in the real estate business or game in one way, shape, or form, whether you want to agree to that or not. So we're just going to cover a few basics today. We're not going to go on and drone about what you need to do next. And do you need to get your license? Do you need to buy a house? Do you need to rent a property? You're going to do those things your entire life. And there are plenty of real estate professionals out there to help guide you through those transitions in your life. If you ever do need any help, I'll tell you this at the end. I'm going to tell you this now. I'm pretty easy to find. You can comment through the YouTube channel. You can comment on the podcast. And you can also, of course, reach me by my number. Text is usually best, or call and leave a voicemail message if I'm on the other line. My number is 434-258-6912. And I will repeat that for you later. I do have other social media platforms that you can certainly follow me on, but on this channel and on the podcast, we're really not going down that direction. We're trying to be more informative about things that are going on. So as we talk about real estate, we talk about you want to be a first-time investor or you're an investor that's been in the business for years. Either way, people are going to have questions along the way. So we do a little Q&A here and there. And one of the questions that I always get, I get on some of my other platforms, is how do I get started to buy my first property? And of course, there's a whole, flow chart of where we go with that. One of the first things you need to do is you're going to want to find out what you qualify to pay for as a home for your mortgage payment, plus your taxes, your insurance, basically your PMI, private mortgage insurance. There's a lot of different factors that you would want to address and find out what you can afford ahead of time. For the seasoned investor, hey, you might be looking for that great deal that really doesn't seem to be out there right now because of the craziness of our market in pretty much all categories. So my suggestion to you is you're going to want to talk to a real estate agent in your market or that specializes in your product type that is going to have their pulse on what you're looking for, and they're going to be able to present off-market properties to you, because I am selling literally 30 to 40% of properties right now are off the market. If they got on the market, there'd be a bidding war. But when it comes to some of the larger properties, sellers do not necessarily want to concern their tenants or occupants of the property that they are selling it. So they want to keep it on the down low. And commercial real estate and investing is quite a bit different than residential real estate. So it's going to depend on what you're doing and what your focus is. And you need to dive in and find yourself an agent that's going to help you find what you're looking to do and how best to do it in your market. And I could certainly help with that as well. I obviously can't service all markets when it comes to residential real estate, but on the commercial side, I have a great network and I can tie you into the right person to help you in that area. But we can go on over and over again about the real estate part of it. And we'll do, once again, Q&A. So I'm reaching out to you guys to give me some questions so I can give you some answers. And if for some unknown reason I don't have it or can't get it, I'll be more than happy to bring people on to help me do that. So if there's any other real estate professionals out there or ancillary businesses, construction, developers, engineers, you name it, anybody else who's in the business, we can certainly use you along the way and help get your name out there, as well as get answers to the people that follow the podcast and that watch the YouTube channel. So I'm going to take a brief break because I've been talking for entirely too long, and I'm even getting tired of hearing myself talk. So give me a sec. Okay, sorry for the brief break. I have not talked that long since I proposed to my wife. Just kidding. I've talked that long all the time. But anyway, as we're back to it, let's just start because real estate is everywhere and it's such a massive topic to discuss. Let's look at, I'm a first-time home buyer. What do I need to do? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to get pre-qualified. You need to go to a banker or a mortgage broker. You need to have all the information that they're going to require, which is going to be W-2s, tax returns potentially, income statements. You're going to look at balance sheets if you're individually employed or self-employed. You're going to want to fill out their application form. You're going to have to disclose bank statements for the last couple of months. And if you're going to get any funds for your purchase from your parents or family, they're probably going to require a letter saying that there's been a gift. So that's one area that you want to start at. Is you want to make sure you get that so you know you're shopping in the right price range. The right price range is important, so you make sure that you don't overspend and that you can't afford the house and end up getting foreclosed on later on because you can't afford it. Or you don't want to underspend because you may be able to afford a nicer home for your family and a nicer home for your location to your work or school. So you just want to get pre-qualified so you make sure you're shopping in the right price range. So as you go through those things, your goals are also very important on what you want to do in your investment goals. Are you just buying the house because you need a residence, or are you buying a house because you would like some extra income? Or perhaps you're just buying an investment property altogether. The biggest trend I'm currently seeing in the market is new buyers that have been living at home for probably a little while. They've gotten out of college. They've probably lived rent-free or very low rent, and they want to do the same thing, but they don't want to be at home anymore. They don't want to be under their parents' roof or whatnot. So the trend now currently is I am seeing buyers who are looking to buy a duplex where they can live in one side, rent out the other, or perhaps buy a home that has a mother-in-law suite, which is really the biggest trend. So I flip a number of homes every year. It averages about 12, so about one a month. Some years more, some less. And the biggest trend we're seeing and what we're doing when we're buying them and flipping them is we are given the opportunity creating a mother-in-law suite in the basement so that they could short-term rental or have their mother-in-law, for that matter, I guess, in the lower unit, and or perhaps rent out the upstairs unit and live in the lower unit, so that they are investing, and yet at the same time, they are not having to pay for the house because most all of it is offset by the rental income. Airbnb and VRBO are an entirely different subject. Executive rentals are another big trend, from traveling nurses to traveling doctors. You can certainly have the classic long-term renter. I am not necessarily personally investing in that direction. I would rather have a short-term rental It is a little more effort. However, it gives you the opportunity to maintain the property at a much higher level because your eyes and your staff's eyes are on it much more regularly, and the maintenance levels are much higher. So I'm trending myself personally, as well as most of my clients are going in that direction to a shorter term rental. So it depends on your goals. If you need some help figuring out what those goals are, reach out to your qualified, certified, licensed real estate agent in your market. Reach out to me and I'll find someone in your market for you. And I can give you a little guidance ahead of time so you know what questions to ask. I'm always here for you on that front. So once you figure out your goals and you decide, hey, I do want to get an investment property, or you do want to buy a home, great. You're in real estate, whether you're a renter or you live at home with your family. We're all occupying real estate, so just get used to it. You go to college, parking space, real estate. Someone has actually done the math on what a parking space really costs in a parking deck on a college campus. Take your pick. There's a number associated with it on how much it costs and what it's worth to the university or the business or the city that has the parking deck or the parking space. So real estate is everywhere. It's all around you. So the sooner you get up to speed, the better. So I'm going to basically make sure I didn't miss anything on my notes, and I did not, and wrap up here because it's been a long day and the crew is probably already tired of looking at me and listening to me talk and talk and talk. So we will get questions and answers next time. We will make up some if we don't have any. And we will continue to just go down this road of the art of real estate. And I am, again, Jimmy Rufus. I am brokered by eXp Realty. And my contact information, as always, is going to be 434-258-6912. So hit me up. Look for us on the podcast, YouTube channels. If you follow us elsewhere, great. But we're just focusing here on the art of real estate and what you can do to get involved in something that you're already involved in, whether you like it or not. So peace out.